Yo! It's Floppish back. And welcome to another video of fruit reviews, where we will cover 4 things about a certain fruit. We will cover the fruit's moveset, ability to grind, ability to PvP. And last but not least, I will cover some pros and cons of the fruit. The fruit we will cover today is the light fruit. But let's eat the fruit first. Now let's move on to the moves of the light fruit. I will be showing both the unawakened and awakened moves. I will also be showing the moves in slow motion so you can understand it better. Anyways, let's move on to the unawakened moves, and do the awakened moves after. Firstly, we have the Z move. Secondly, we have the X move. Thirdly, we have the F move. Fourthly, we have the C move. Last but not least, we have the V move. Now let's move on to the awakened moves. Firstly, we have the awakened Z move. Secondly, we have the awakened X move. Thirdly, we have the awakened C move. Last but not least, we have the awakened V move. It will cost 14,500 fragments to fully awaken all of the light fruit's moves. But there are a lot of benefits to awakening these moves, and we can talk about that in the next part. Where can I start? Light is an insanely good fruit for grinding. Especially for the first C and early second C, but there's 3 main reasons why light is the best fruit for grinding. And that is its insane AoE in the light moves, like literally every light move has some AoE on it. And its sword. Similarly to the ice fruit, the light fruit has a sword that comes with using the fruit. The light sword will scale with the fruit stat, so basically, the higher the fruit stat, the higher the damage is for the light sword. And the third main reason is the light fruit being an elemental fruit. Basically, if you're using an elemental fruit and you're a couple of levels higher than an NPC, then you will be immune to all attacks from that NPC. And the NPC must not have hockey enabled in order for you to be immune to it. All of these things make light the best fruit for grinding in the first and early second C. But in the late game, the light fruit will be pretty weak for grinding. Because most NPCs will have hockey enabled, which means that your elemental immunity will become useless, and you can easily get quick dropped while grinding. But overall, light is a super good fruit for grinding. If you are new to Blox fruits, I recommend you to save up for light or spin for it and use it while you're in the first C. Because it is by far the best fruit in the first C, and I'm not the only person saying that. You can look it up on YouTube. Light is basically just ice, but way better. Not to mention that light has the fastest flight move, which is super useful for going to one island to another island. Other than that, we'll cover light's ability to PvP. The awakened version of the light fruit is severely underrated for PvP. Most of the moves have really good range and AoE, which means that you can chip your opponent's health and wear them down. Or you can just quick drop people mercilessly. And you can use the X move to stun your enemies, and the C move as a combo starter. But it will take some skill to properly utilize the light fruit, compared to other fruit. But it will be well worth it, and it can be fun to learn a new fruit and discover its true potential. If you want to see light's potential, just watch a couple of Redivex's videos on the light fruit, because he's one of the few light mains left. The light fruit also does a good amount of damage for its super long range, and has decent stuns as well. And you can utilize the light fly to get the high ground and laser your enemies from above. Best of all, you can just rely on the light fruit itself. You don't need any swords and guns. But using them can provide significant bonuses to your setup and PvP experience. They can help you extend your combos longer, or they can be used to start your combos off. Overall, if you're using light to PvP, you can either utilize its range and AoE to play passively, or utilize its stuns and damage to play aggressively. Now I will be showing you 2 combos for the light fruit. I will be showing you 1 combo, not 2 by the way, since I'm trash at memorizing, and trash at PvP. I will also show the combos normally, and in slow motion as well. So without further ado, let's get into the actual combos. The combo is, G Human C, Spiky Trident X, Light C, Light V, then immediately do Light X after that spam Light C, G Human X, and G Human Z. Now I will show you the combo in slow motion. That is all for the PvP aspect of the light fruit. I highly recommend trying this fruit out and mastering it. Now let's move on to the pros and cons of light. Light has some cons, but a lot of pros as well. But we'll start with the pros of light first, and there are many of them. Firstly, the light fruit is pretty cheap, and easy to get. Secondly, the light fruit is the best fruit for early game grinding. Thirdly, the light fruit is super underrated for PvP. Fourthly, light has one of the best AoEs in the entire game. Last but not least, light has the fastest flight in the entire game, and the flight can save you a lot of time traveling. Now let's move on to the cons of this fruit. Firstly, the light fruit is pretty weak for grinding late game, but to be fair, Buddha is the only good fruit for grinding late game. Secondly, light will take some skill for you to use, compared to a fruit like Kitsune. Thirdly, in order for the light fruit to be useful, you must fully awaken all of the moves. Last but not least, if you are low, the flight is nearly useless. It may have some niche use cases, but it's overall pretty useless. But let's move on to the final grade of this fruit. The light fruit is definitely a S tier. It's overall an underrated fruit and a super versatile one for its cheap price. If you want a decent perm fruit, and you are on a tight budget, I would either recommend this fruit, Magma, or Buddha. But I would recommend buying Buddha first, then I would buy these 2 later on, and you can just get anything you want after that. You can even trade for the permanent version of light, and since it's less expensive than the other fruits, you can get it for much cheaper. But that is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching till the end. Since you've made it till the end, comment line and I will heart and like your comment. Anyways, make sure to subscribe and like, as it will help me get one step closer to get monetized. Which is a huge dream of mine. Anyways, Floppish out guys.